What is going on, people? What up, what up, what up? Let me get... So what is going on, everybody? Hopefully you're having a great morning. I am on my way to going to class here. All right. Hopefully it's not going to be too much of a bouncy ride for you. I'm in a pickup truck and I have one. All right, here, trying to pull out in the traffic here. What is up? What is up? Time to get going. So, I'm not going to be able to see any of your comments or anything like that, but here we go. So, sorry for the lack of videos as of lately. More because I'm getting, I get there between, right around, 9 o'clock in the morning. It's an hour drive on the highway and stuff like that. And, here I am, trying to get into class again, giving you guys some updates. So, been very cool to... What's up? What's up? I can't see any of your guys' comments. It, flashes off of the screen so quickly. So, but I've been, as I've been taking this ASIC class with Scott Oxford, cool guy and everything like that. We're going to be, today we're going to be desoldering and resoldering some ASIC chips themselves. The other day, not yesterday, but the day before that, we were doing micro soldering, guys. If you've never tried to do micro soldering, people, it is the most insane thing. Absolutely the most insane thing to be doing micro soldering. It's like, imagine looking at a piece of dirt and you're like, yep, that's a capacitor. And you're like, what? And you put it underneath a microscope and you're like, holy cow, that is a component. So we've been desoldering specks of dirt off of off of motherboards, or PCBs, I should say, not motherboards. Learning about, how the pathways of an ASIC board. We've been learning on S9 boards to start off with. Been very, very cool to sit there and do that. Sitting there learning the boost circuits, power delivery, signals, how the signals go through the PCB, and that, it's like there's crystals on the chips, crystals. What they call clock crystals, so that basically the ASIC chips have timing. We've been, let's see here, capacitors, resistors, diodes, learning how to diagnose the ASIC chips with diode testing. I haven't gotten into the advanced diagnostic where we're chasing down voltages and stuff like that, though, like a 1.8 volt rail, 3.3 volt rail, 5-point rail. Let's see here. But man, I will tell you guys right now, if you're going to do micro soldering, don't drink coffee if you have a jittery hand to begin with. And I'll tell you what, thank God fucking smoking, little left-handed vapes are legal out here, because, yeah, that's been the only way that I can get my hand to stop shaking. Whenever you're sitting there with a pair of tweezers in one hand, microscope in front of you that you're looking through, and you got a hot air gun, a hot air tool in the other hand, absolutely insane. Let me pass up this guy here. So sorry if the camera's a little shaky. Like I was saying, I got a tire on the back of the truck that is very much unhappy. I got to replace it. And it's a pickup truck on top of it, so pickup trucks are usually a little bit bouncier than already. So sorry if it's like giving you guys motion sickness and stuff. All right, so, but yep, learning about the pick chips. If you guys don't know how they function on an ASIC, basically they control power settings. Your pick chip, controls all your power settings. Your EEPROM will do a lot of the same functions as a pick, but with some memory. So if there's like an error log or something like that, it'll get stored in the EEPROM. Then you got your LDOs, which is your load dropout. Each ASIC has its each ASIC chip on for bit main has an LDO, just to kind of help give like a little fail safe for the ASIC chips themselves. The WUTS miners do not do that. They just take the power right off the tap. With the WUTS miners, in order to do any kind of repairs on a WUTS miner, because it's an aluminum board, you've got to do a lot of your repairs on a hot plate. I have not played with one of those yet, but the class is set up for dealing with them. Boy, everybody's slow this morning. But yeah, I mean, we've got a couple more days of the first section of the classes. Friday we do our phase 1 testing to make sure that we pass the first week. Take everything that we've learned and wrap it all up into one, right? Oh, don't do it. Oh, you're already hitting your brake. Why? Stupid truck. I hate fencing guys. They drive so slow. And it looked like he was going to go faster, and then he hits his brake. You gotta be kidding me, right? Trying to hold the camera so that it doesn't shake so badly. It's like sometimes I wish I had my Monte Carlo still. I would have just blasted down the center illegally and fucking passed these people up. These people are slower than all get out. But I got plenty of time. It's not like I'm in a race to get to the facility. The facility is very cold, though. Oh my God, people, you're braking way back here. Holy cow, there's a lot of people. All right, I chose wisely on this lane. Sweetness. Right lane barely moved. Left lane. Yes. So, like I was saying, so yesterday we were basically learning how to desolder the ASIC chips, lift them up, and then set them back down. Do our diode tests before we lift up the chip so that we know where it was when we set it back down. And then if the diode test whenever you set it back down doesn't match up, that means you have to lift the chip back up, set it back down. Just remember when you're doing this, if any of you guys are doing this, that after you've applied heat, that there is no way that you're going to see the same readout for the diode test until it starts cooling down. You'll be able to tell if it's in range because it'll be really close. As you heat something up, you drop its resistance, which will also drop its diode value reading. Come on, people. I'd like to get through this light. Nope. We'll do it this way. I'll make the left turn. So I hope everybody's doing amazing this morning. It's definitely way too early for me to function properly. Good morning. No, I don't have a Sting. I wish I had a 77 Stingray. No, I'm in my 95 Ford F-250. I'm like seeing chat for like a moment. F.A. Gallo. Good morning to you too, my dude. So I haven't been paying attention to anything in crypto for the past few days myself because I have been on learning mode. I've been getting out of class at like 6 p.m. Takes an hour for me to drive home. So yeah, such lovely times. Such lovely times. It's like, eyes on the road, sir. I'm at a stop sign or stoplight. Now I'm driving again. All right. It's like I hate driving around my house area because like traffic sucks until I get onto the highway. People don't know how to do the speed limit around here either. All right, here. So, yeah, I mean, like a lot of the stuff that I've been doing at the class, in the classes, I've done a good portion of it. Just never like micro soldering. This is my first crack at micro soldering. I mean, most of the time, whenever I'm fixing components, I mean, we all know the size of components on the GPUs. That's the smallest that I've ever dealt with. Whenever you're dealing with like specks of dirt that are capacitors and resistors, world gets a little funky at that level because I mean, just touching something with that's warm will knock a component clean off the PCB. Oh, people, why are we hitting our brakes this far back? All right. Let me get up onto the highway before I really start chit-chatting again. There's a lot of traffic around here, guys. Because I'm getting closer to the highway, so everybody get the fuck out of my way. It's like if you're old and cannot do 5 over the speed limit, do not get in the far left lane. It should be like an unspoken rule. Ah! All right, now I got around all the people getting onto the highway over there. Going to Wisconsin. All right. Keep left at the fork. All right. That's where I'm like, sorry guys, if it's really bouncy, there's nothing I can do about it. Unless I want to sit here and hold the phone the whole time. This road's also very bouncy too. I might have to grab my phone and do it this way. Oop, sorry guys. It's the only way I can get it to where it's not bouncing you guys around. And hey, look at that. I can actually see the chat a little bit better too now. You guys are they're chit-chatting to me. Wish there was like a nice, easy way of doing this. But guys, definitely smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Yeah. Oh. Cruise control. Speed trap ahead. Oh, there's my... Sorry, guys. I-94 West. It's like I'm doing 75 down the highway and I'm still getting passed. I wonder where the speed trap is. I gotta turn my heat off. Ugh. Alright, so. Yep, I got, yesterday they tasked me with, at the facility, at the repair place, they tasked me with removing 12 ASIC chips and reattaching them onto the board. While testing the diodes, making sure that the diodes are all testing out properly before and after removal of the ASIC chip. I've got 9 that I've picked and put back on, 1 that I've got to go back into and figure out why it doesn't want to pass the diode test. And it's only on like 1 of the legs that it's not passing my diode test. So maybe there's a component that I might have bumped and it's not sitting right, detached off the board somehow, not sure. But it was the first ASIC chip that I did lift, and I didn't quite get the handling on the picking and pulling the ASIC chips until about the 4th one. The 4th one, finally, I placed the ASIC chip back down, and it was... I went back in and started doing that onto the other chips too, and I got to work, but not the 4th one, or the 2 that I did, because it was the 4th one that I did that finally got it. So the first 2 were janky. So the 3rd one, I just had to reflow it, push down, and it was fine. The 2nd one that I did, I picked it back up and reset it back down, and that one was fine. The first one, I picked it up and set it back down like 3 or 4 times, and it still did not seem to take properly, which is fine. That just means that I might have bumped the components, so there might be a capacitor loose off the board. I've just got to go back through underneath the microscope and take a look. These components are so tiny. It is unreal. So I think there's a capacitor that might have shifted. That was the case on one of the other ones that I bumped the capacitor, and it is so easy to bump a capacitor because you're looking underneath the microscope. So like it's not like you're looking at your hands and exactly seeing the relationship between the tool and the PCB. So if you're doing hot air reworks, be careful with making sure that you're not bumping things, because a little bit of wind and oh my lord. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah. Get around all the slow people. Woohoo! Is that a sand? Oh, that looks like a dune buggy in front of me. Is that a dune buggy or a lawnmower? Because it's got a propane tank on top of it. Ah, I don't know what the hell that is. Let me get a little closer. Huh. I have no idea what the hell that is. Man, I need to get a new tire. Oh, man. And Wisconsin now. Welcome to Wisconsin. So, but yeah, I mean, like, so today I've got 2 more ASIC chips to pull up and place back down, and then a third one that I've got, the very first one that I did, to go back in there and figure out what I did that might have messed something up. So I'm thinking it's a component that's tweaked. So I will definitely like check that out and see what I can do about that. All right, let me get off of this bumpy lane right here. All right. Well, I mean, that's pretty much a lot of the updates that I had this morning. That I was, oh God, a lot of people are just kind of flying down the road. I'm doing like 77 miles an hour, and I'm still being passed up. I mean, granted, the speed limit around here is 70 miles an hour. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I wanted to give everybody, kind of an update of what I've been doing. I know I was wanting to do videos at least in the evening time, but I've been getting home and it's like freaking 7 p.m. Now, freaking full day, full 10, almost a 10 hour or almost a 12-hour days, you know, anywhere from like 8 to 10-hour days. Actually, almost 11. First day was like a solid 11 hours that I was there at the class. It's a cold ass building. Not a whole lot of heat. It's not like they mine in there. It's more of a repair facility. Their electric rate sucks, guys. So this is only like storage for them, and a place to be able to do a lot of the cleaning of the ASICs as they get them in, and doing repairs. So they've got 5 repair stations set up. They have a cleaning booth set up in there, and then they've got just like a lot of floor space in case, you know, a whole farm liquidates and they can house all the ASICs. They've got a full pallet of S19 hash boards. I mean, a full pallet, about 5.5 feet tall. So they've got spare hash boards for days. They've got S9 shells, no hash boards, tons of S9 shells. So, yeah. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful morning and all that good stuff. So I kind of just wanted to give everybody like a small little update and all that good stuff as I am driving on in. So with that being said, guys, I mean, I wish my truck wasn't so bouncy because my bad tire. I'd set you down and let you look forward. But I have to get a new tire. So that's why I'm like stuck holding the phone. You can still see it bouncing. I mean, some of it is the highway is pretty bouncy. And then like the constant little vibration, that's my bad tire. All my money's been going into the facility. So if you guys want to donate for a new tire for me, no, just kidding. You don't have to. All right, so I'm getting back up into traffic here. So I think that's pretty much all that I got going on. So I'm going to try to do this again in the morning tomorrow. I might do some... might go live a little bit later on today. Depends on how I feel after I get home. If I'm like just like absolutely exhausted or something like that, I probably won't. But if it's not too bad, I will probably go live later on tonight. So guys, definitely smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all of that good stuff. I'm probably gonna end it right here because like I'm starting to get into some traffic, guys, and I need to have both hands on the wheel type of deal. Because as we start getting closer to Milwaukee, there's more, because of the airport, there's more traffic. So thank you, whoever donated, thank you. You're awesome. We will put that into the new tire fund. That's awesome. Oh, man. Oh, too funny, too funny. So, all right, everybody. I will, you know what, just because you donated, I'll at least go live with a little bit of gaming. Minimum, okay? And kind of be able to sit there and talk more about everything that I've been going over and all that good stuff. I just wanted to get a video out there, let everybody know, hey, I'm still alive, kicking it. And I haven't been trying to avoid doing videos in any way, shape, or form. It's just time. You know, it's like when you're 10 to 11 hours in class, and then you get home after an hour drive, you just want to sit back and relax. Especially when you're hunched over over PCBs all day long. So sometimes my back's hurting and stuff like that. This is one of the things of I'm so glad that I've been working out the way that I have been. I probably wouldn't be able to do this. With the way that my back was hurting yesterday with me detaching the ASIC chips on and off the board like crazy. But I'm not as bad. It's like, and thank God I have a little bit of experience with soldering because, man, there's a guy that's there from the Oklahoma area and from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's got zero experience with soldering, and he has just been in struggle town with this. Not that he doesn't understand what's going on, it's just that he doesn't have the experience with hot air stations and soldering irons to be able to lift it up. Now, we haven't had to touch a soldering iron not once yet. We've been, let me hold it like this. We've been sitting there and using only a hot air station, hot air rework station. Not as nice as my hot air station, but still just as good. I do like the idea that the hot air stations that they have here for a new cap. Oh, I need a new hat. I just saw that. But yeah, I mean, like the hot air rework station that they got has a flow meter, so you know how much airflow is going through it. But what I don't like about it is that it stays hot the whole time. A lot of times it's not really an issue as long as you got airflow over the heat coils. You won't melt anything, but Yeah, I do. You know, it's like it's one of those things. It's a preference. I like my hot air rework station because I can set the nozzle down, and it turns off the heater element and cools down the tip. This way, if it's pointed at something, it's not gonna break it. You know, not break it. Make it hot. You know, it's like the last thing you want to do is put your hot air nozzle down, and all of a sudden it heats up something else. Not that it's going to start a fire, but if it's like pointed at plastic, it'll melt it. If it's pointed at something metal and you didn't know it, and you go to touch said metal, it'll get really hot. You'll burn the hell out of yourself. I've been sitting there and figuring out the temperatures. You kind of got to play with it, but depending on the PCB, you're going to be anywhere from 400 degrees Celsius to about 450 degrees Celsius. It's going to be your rework station's setting at. Usually, I would say set it off on the lower settings before you start cranking it up. Basically, if it's taking too long to melt the solder, then you're going to want to sit there and turn up the heat a little bit, and do it in little increments and see if it's starting to melt the solder. Sometimes if you don't have the heat, the fan all the way, up high enough, it's not blowing enough heat down to melt the solder, you're not going to be able to do it. And remember, guys, that underneath the ASIC chips themselves, there's a big, giant ground pad, and there's a power pad that you also have to warm up, plus the legs at the edge of the chip. So there's a lot of solder that you have to heat up, plus the PCB. So don't sit there and just blast it with 800 degrees Celsius hot air. You can easily melt and fry the board. It's better to take a couple of extra minutes and actually warm up the PCB right along with the component that you're trying to. God, you actually just got back out in front of me like that and slowed down. Oh, we got a standing with Ukraine guy here. All right. So, okay. Well, with that being said, I am getting pretty close to the repair place, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it right here, guys. So, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for showing some support, showing some love. EMC for the donation. Yo. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Peace out. Stay savage. And of course, I'll see you on the next one.